Hide something in my backpack, will you? All right then. I drive trains for a living, like actual locomotives, and our workplace has some of the most interesting people you'll ever meet. There's this one guy I work with, let's call him Marcus. Marcus is that coworker who never grew out of his middle school humor phase. He carries around a fart machine, he's mooned people from his train. He once wore a gorilla mask while driving past a crowded platform just to freak everyone out. One time he brought these prank pills that make you fart to the break room and dropped way too many in the coffee pot. The entire office smelled like a porta potty for 3 days. Management had to bring in fans and open all the windows in February. But Marcus is also pretty harmless. Like, he's annoying but not mean, just loves getting a reaction out of people. Then there's David. David is the complete opposite of Marcus. Super religious, always wears a button-up shirt and tie to work even though we literally drive trains, and nobody cares what we wear. He's the kind of guy who plans everything down to the minute and never takes shortcuts on anything. David's also really smart about trains. Like, if you have a technical question, he can explain it perfectly and show you the exact page in the manual where it says so. One day, a bunch of us are sitting in the break room and David mentions his daily routine. He goes, "When I get home from work, I hand my backpack to my wife Linda and she takes it to the kitchen to unpack while I wash up." Every single day. Same routine. Marcus's eyes just lit up when he heard this. You could practically see the gears turning in his head. The next day, Marcus somehow got into David's locker and stuffed a bunch of porn magazines into his backpack. Like the really graphic ones. Not just one magazine, multiple. He told a few of us about it and we were dying laughing thinking about David's super religious wife unpacking that backpack. David goes home that day, follows his usual routine, hands the backpack to his wife and heads to the bathroom. And then nothing. Absolutely nothing. David comes to work the next day acting completely normal. No angry confrontation with Marcus, no embarrassed explanation, nothing. Marcus keeps waiting for some kind of reaction. He's watching David like a hawk. But David just does his job, makes small talk, acts like everything is totally fine. A week goes by, then 2 weeks. Marcus is starting to think maybe Linda didn't actually unpack the bag that day or something, but he doesn't want to bring it up and ruin the prank by asking about it. 3 weeks later, Marcus gets a phone call. It's David. "Hey Marcus, Linda and I are having some people over this Saturday afternoon. Just some coworkers having a few beers, relaxing after the work week. We'd really love for you to join us." Marcus is pumped. Free beer, hanging out, sounds great. He shows up Saturday with a 6-pack of his favorite beer and his usual big personality. David and Linda answer the door all smiles. "Welcome, welcome. So glad you could make it. Here, let me take that beer from you. How was your drive over?" They're being super friendly and normal. David walks Marcus through the house toward the living room going, "Everyone's already here. Come meet them." Marcus walks into the living room and his smile just dies. There's like 40 people sitting in chairs facing a podium. There's a priest standing up front. There's hymnals on every seat. Across on the wall, it's a church service. A full church service happening in David's living room. David puts his hand on Marcus's shoulder and announces to everyone, "This is my good friend Marcus from work. He was so excited to join us today for service." Then David starts introducing Marcus to people. The priest, other congregation members, everyone's shaking his hand saying how wonderful it is that he came. Marcus is trying to smile, but his face looks like he just swallowed a lemon. David walks Marcus to a seat, right in the front row, right where everyone can see him. For the next 2 hours, Marcus had to sit through psalms, hymns, a sermon, more hymns, prayer, more psalms. He couldn't leave because he was trapped in the front row and everyone would see. He just had to sit there and pretend to be into it while David sat next to him smiling. The whole time, David never once mentioned the porn magazines, never even hinted at them. When it was finally over, David walked Marcus to the door, shook his hand, and thanked him for coming. Still nothing about the porn or the beer that Marcus brought that mysteriously disappeared. Marcus told us about it on Monday and we were all dying. David had played the longest revenge game ever and Marcus walked right into it. From that day forward, Marcus never pranked David again, not once. He learned his lesson.